want to share Genesis chapter 19. I'm going to read verses 23 through 26. And it says, Lot, re- Lot reached the village just as the sun was rising over the horizon. Then the Lord rained down fire, burning sulfur from the sky on Sodom and Gomorrah. He utterly destroyed them, along with the other cities and villages of the plain, wiping out all the people and every bit of vegetation. But Lot's wife looked back as she was following behind him, and she turned into a pillar of salt. So I call this looking back. Um, Whenever God and Christ saves us from something, we're to keep pressing forward. We're not to look back behind us to see what we left behind, whether it be a bad situation or whether it be our something that we had troubles with, an addiction or or a particular sin or whatever. Once we're been freed from it and rescued from it, and and God has removed it out of our life, He expects us to just keep moving forward with Him in our journey. The last thing He expects us to do, and the last thing that we need to be doing, is stopping and looking back at what we left behind. Because if we do that, that can lead us to going back to what we were doing before, or into the situation we we're in before, and it actually becomes even worse than what it was when we originally was in it. Um, Even to the point where it could cost us, our lives. In which case, that's what happened with Lot's wife. She turned back because she wanted to look back at what she was leaving behind. She looked back because she was going to miss that city that they were living in. Despite how depraved and how awful it was, she didn't want to move forward. She actually wanted to stay and live the life that they were living. She wanted to be in that culture, that lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. But she did not want to move forward. And because she looked back at what God was doing as far as destroying everything in that plain, actually, for the wickedness of sin, He in turn turned her into a pillar of salt. She lost her life for looking back at what God had just rescued her from with Lot and her daughters. Um, so you can apply that vision of her to anything, to an addiction you're trying to fight, to a living situation that you know you shouldn't be in, and you know to a particular habit or sin that you can't break free from, or to a way of living that uh, you maybe you shouldn't be living, you know that God graciously rescued from those whatevers, and and instead of leaving it all behind and going forward, you stop, you pause, and you look back. Because when you look back, I don't know. To me, it's kind of like you're telling yourself that you're not ready to give up what God has freed you with, and that could open the door that leads down a hallway that you go down, and then whatever it was that you were in or trying to get away from um, gets magnified and gets worse to the point where it could even cause you to lose your life. Um, God didn't rescue us to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again, or to go to a situation that we know we shouldn't be in. Um, he rescued us so that we can praise Him and and be blessed by Him, and that we could move forward with our lives and our journey with Him. So, with that, I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.